Whoa, November. It's a thing that's going to happen. I'm unsure how. Harry and I are both confused, but alas, here we are for November's Plan With Me. Before we get into it, I do want to say a big thank you again to Skillshare for sponsoring today's video. Oh my goodness, thank you Skillshare. More on them later. This month I went with a 2-page month at a glance, and for the decor of this month at a glance, I went with a wavy pattern on the top left of the 2 pages and the bottom right. I didn't really want to do the stereotypical leaf theme for fall. I did that in October. I want a different vibe, even though November is still very much so fall. I used color more as a way to kind of deliver the fall theme. I used a lot of yellow, some burnt red, that sort of thing. And I really liked how it turned out. It feels fallish, but not like, hey, I'm a pumpkin and I'm a leaf. Even though I love pumpkins and leaves, still not over fall. Fall is my favorite season. I love all those things. But just something a little bit different. One of my absolute favorite tools over the past few months has been the pen that you're seeing me hold in my right hand, the pink one. It's a Lamy fountain pen, and it's my first really official fountain pen. I've used them like here and there before, but I've never owned one like this one personally. And that might amuse some of you because I've been reached out to by a lot of European viewers who say that they had to use fountain pens when they were like in elementary school. And that's just not a thing here in Canada. I mean, at least not in the schools that I went to, which is a shame because they're so much fun to use. I like the fact that it encourages me to cursive write a little bit more, and it just instantly makes anything I'm writing down feel a lot more sophisticated, even if I'm just writing down a grocery list or a reminder to take out the trash. The pop of color that you're seeing in this spread comes from a Tombow dual brush pen in the color 026. It, believe it or not, matches my sweater, which may or may not have been planned. But this color and all of the tools I used in today's video will be linked in the description box below if you're curious to check them out. I had a lot of fun with these next 2 pages because I experimented once again with pasting things into my journal. On the left page, I created a pretty simple gratitude log for me to write something down each day in the month of November that I'm grateful for. Here in Canada, we celebrate Thanksgiving in October, and in the United States, they celebrate it in November. So this time of the year to me always just seems like a season for giving thanks and appreciating what we have, the people in our life, you know, just really focusing on things that we do have going for us, because often it's easy to focus on the things that are not going right. To add some color to the spread, I just created these little mini Polaroids that included colors of the 2 Tombows I used a lot throughout this month's spreads, and I think they're really cute. I just wrote the number of each Tombow in the section where you would write typically a caption on a Polaroid. Now this next page is one of my favorite quotes pages that I've ever put together. I decided to again paste some big shapes in the colors of those Tombows that I showed a few seconds ago. Did rectangles and circles and half circles, and I am using this Elmer's glue tape. It will be linked down below. It is so good for pasting things into your bullet journal, so I highly recommend it because I used to use glue and glue gets messy, but this gives you a lot more control because it's like a whiteout, but instead of whiteout, it's distributing tape. It's great. This quote I'm adding is one that I found online that I thought was really cute and a great self-care reminder. Some things are just better not spread too thin. Yourself and peanut butter, which I couldn't agree with more. And then I also went in with my black micron to add some little black accents to the shapes on top of the shapes that I pasted into the journal. Some dots, some line work, some zigzags, just to bring it all together. I love this pattern, and it's so easy to recreate because again, it's just basic shapes. I love it when things are just so simple, but when you like put them together, they become magical. I can't get over it. about you guys, but I feel like November to December is the time of the year when I just tend to slow down because the holidays are coming. And I find it can be hard to feel inspired. So I thought a Get Inspired spread would be a great way to remind me to keep consuming content that gets me pumped and excited to try new things. A great way to get inspired to learn something new is through an online course. And today's sponsor, Skillshare, is a great resource for that. Skillshare, for those of you who don't know, is an online learning community with thousands of classes covering dozens of creative and entrepreneurial skills. And by getting a premium membership, you can get unlimited access to all classes and choose the ones that best fit your interests. I actually recently watched a Skillshare talk by Bonnie Christine called From Dreaming to Doing, and I really loved it. She talks all about her journey in transforming her passion into her job. And I appreciated how she emphasized the length of time it took to get where she is today, because I think when we have big goals, we can get discouraged and give up on those goals when they don't happen right away. But patience is so important, and enjoying the process is so important. And as someone in a creative career myself, it just was a good reminder to enjoy the process. So if you want to listen to that talk or access any other courses, an annual subscription costs less than $10 a month. But if you sign up with the link in the description, you can get a 2-month free trial. There's also some other videos and some good books on my Get Inspired list. I will link all of the books on that list in the description box below as well if you want to check those out. I'm really excited to read Text Me When You Get Home this month. I heard Ingrid Nielsen talk about it on her channel, and I even mentioned it on Instagram, and I cannot wait for it. And then on the right page, I just created a section for me to write down notes, quotes, ideas, thoughts, reflections I have from any of the pieces of content that I consume in November. I feel like it's been a while since I've done a one-page weekly spread, but here we are doing one. And the key to this weekly spread, to make it compact but still very usable and have a lot in it, is I think to use columns to your advantage. So I created a column for to-do list, which is that middle column that you're seeing, and the right column is a section for a menu planner for each day of the week for you to write down ideas for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There's also mini habit trackers underneath each of the days of the week. I am tracking hydration, yoga, and meditation, which are represented by the letters H, Y, and M in those boxes, and I'll just color them in when I do those habits. The last page is a goals for November spread, and it has all of my favorite things: black washi tape and black post-it notes and white jelly roll pens, as you will see. So again, I created the spread to be another way to keep me inspired, to keep me motivated, to keep momentum going throughout November and not to slow down. To make the black post-it notes themselves a little bit more interesting, I went in with my white jelly roll pen and did some vertical lines, some diagonal lines. I also did a mini retro shape theme that I have used quite a bit over the course of 2019 as well. I love that pattern so much. So whenever I have a chance to bring it back, I take that opportunity. Some work goals that I have are to plan out holiday videos in November, to do some 2020 planning because it will be here before we know it, and I just, my brain can't compute it. I also want to outline some projects I want to work on, and personally, I want to try waking up 30 minutes earlier. I mean, I will have to adjust my bedtime to accommodate that, but I just feel like the morning is when I thrive, so I need more of it. And that's a wrap on November's plan with me. I think these were some really fun spreads, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give the video a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section down below, what is one personal goal that you have for either the month of November or just the end of 2019 in general. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already, so that you don't miss future videos here on Caitlin's Corner. I will see you all very soon with a new video, and until then, bye everyone.